welcome to my farmhouse cottage. We're so excited. I'm so happy to have Desiree here with us today. Lizzie's filming us. She'll be jumping in and out. I wish she was doing this, actually. But anyway, we've been waiting for months to show my kitchen that we've been working on. It's actually almost been a year in process and
patient woman.
Oh my gosh. But we're only missing a few things, so we're so glad you're here to join us. I wanted you to see what a beautiful day we have today.
So gorgeous.
It's so beautiful. And look at my snowflakes that I got it from Brambles, from Lisa down at Brambles. I love them, and I'll actually keep them up through March.
It's fun.
Yeah.
They're Scandinavian for sure.
Oh, so Scandinavian, and I love them. The snow is, we really got a lot of snow,
Yes,
didn't we?
did.
So,
Beautiful.
to start off with, Des, I always wanted this door painted, and that's what we did.
Yep, we did.
I think you should explain this is not really the door that you use either, you know?
Yeah, this is the screen door when we were bringing colors together, and she is the master of colors, which I'm so grateful for. Des said, do you want to get, and when I'm getting my new door, Des said, do you want to get rid of your screen door? And I said, no way, I can't. This is my life. And this little sound,
I love it.
it's my life as well. And so I could never get rid of it. So we painted it, and so that was really
And I love
great.
how she kept the authentic brass knob. This makes me really happy with this color.
Yeah.
I love
So
that
we painted
too.
it, and we kept this door the same color, Des.
Yep, we did.
Right here.
And we tapped into that brass concept.
Yeah.
The little handle. Love
So
brass.
I had a different door, and so many people were telling me, Liz, the first thing you have to do is change that door.
But show them then how
It
on the
was
back,
so
why did
funny.
you switch the color then on the back?
But you know what? We wanted something a little bit more grounding in here. And so this pops a little bit, and it's just kind of
Can't
fun.
really see it.
There's a little bit of a transition. I don't know. I love this dark grounding door because it's more visual. So
Sorry,
if
the
we
light.
painted
It's
it
so
the
pretty
soft-
with the white.
It did. It did. If we painted it the soft greens, it would just been too monochromatic, I think.
Yeah,
It would have been lost. So.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun. So we talked a lot about decorating. We talked a lot about hygge. That is what I've been creating my whole life, and
Yep.
that is the feel and the integrity that we wanted to keep.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So it was so funny when I first came over several years ago. She's like, I need Des's help. And I'm like, really? These women are brilliant. I don't think they need my help, but I want to come see her house. So I walked in and she's like, what do I do? What do I change? Do I take out this light? Do I do this? And honestly, you guys, when I walked into this home, I'm like, this house hugs you. I said, it felt so good. I would not change one thing. And I was being honest about it. I go, I wouldn't change one thing. She goes, are you sure? This and that. But honestly, at that moment, we weren't, it was great. I think we changed out one light. She loves baskets so much. So we did that kind of a version of an upside down basket wicker.
But she knew I needed a new kitchen.
Well, it was kind of interesting. I want to read you guys something really quick. It will kind of describe, in a nutshell, what my feelings were when I first walked into this house and about Liz, both of these girls. So anyways, this is one of my favorite books. It is called This Is Home, The Art of Simple Living. I highly recommend this book because it just has great insight as to living from your heart and how you can approach design. So it says live. There can be a tendency to consider homes as objects, such as cars or computers. They are assigned a checklist of parts and expected to be assembled in the way of machines. But homes cannot be created with spreadsheets or formulas. And be aware of what's online, especially image libraries. That's a biggie. I always tell people, don't look too much, because it keeps you from your heart. Most homes homes must not start with the end in mind. They need to begin with our story. To unearth a home, we have to dig deep, to understand ourselves as well as others who live there, how a space will be used, and how it will be felt. That's the biggest thing. The focus of home design needs to shift from the surface to the sensory. We stimulate our senses every time we enter a space. Our choice of materials plays a significant role in the experience of our home and the telling of our story. That's when a home becomes beautiful. When it touches on truth. It's a reflection of what's inside of us. That's when we want to linger in a space, when we feel a deeper narrative at play. It creates intrigue. In the words of John Keats, beauty is truth, truth, beauty. Let's express our truth, because we enhance our lives when we create wholehearted homes. And so when I walked in,
I'm obsessed with that.
What I felt. I'm going, oh my gosh, this woman loves to create. She loves to serve. And you know what? She loves to cook. And that is her love language. And so my mantra when I design is eliminate the unnecessary so that the necessary can speak. What these women are teaching you guys is to eliminate the unnecessary. Focus on creating, cooking for what is necessary. Our families, our children. Though that's what's important. Our relationships, not online, temporal, false imaginary things of the mind. And so it's about connecting and filling each other from our hearts. And so that's what these women are about. And so I love the design aesthetic with what they're doing in the kitchen. It's about, connecting and coming from a personal home.
I love that. I love that, Des. Isn't she?
And that is such a
amazing?
compliment that she really is trying to. Will you show them the book one more time? They want to
Yes.
see the book one more
It's
time.
called This Is Home, The Art of Simple Living. And you know what? A lot of these Europeans, they live in these little apartments.
Yes.
And you know what?
Spaces.
Yes, and they embrace it and they love life. And honestly, the Danish, and thank goodness to Joanna, shout out to Joanna Tholstrom, because when she came and visited us from England,
Yes.
she walked into our homes and it was such a compliment. She goes, and she's kind of like this, Huga, this is Huga. And I'm like, what is Huga? And she's like, you know what? It's the art of simple living, quality living. She goes, it's a feeling, And so she put a word to what we're feeling and what they're trying to create. And so I'm so grateful to her for that. And so honestly, the Danish actually have a very quality life. The Japanese have another word for their, it's very similar to Huga. They call it wabi-sabi, and it's called embracing the imperfections of things. That's huge, because none of us are perfect.
No.
And patina, like you always say.
And the Italians have a word, and I'm sure the French do too.
Right, yes.
La vita vera, which means the true life.
The true life,
And
yeah.
so Huga and the true life is something we've been talking about from the beginning.
Yes, and Joanna tapped in on that with that Huga thing. So thank you, Joanna, for educating us.
It was so great.
So the thing about it is before you even talk about you wanted a new kitchen and all those kind of things, but it's like you just wanted it to still have this feeling, like you're saying. You didn't want it to be this brand new, just a showy kitchen.
No,
that's not what you were trying to accomplish.
We had to keep the integrity of the home,
Yes.
but I wanted some of the new elements that I'd never had in my home. I wanted to bring in some marble because of my love of marble. I wanted to bring in a little bit of brass. I wanted to change the wood, and we could start there. But before we do, I want to show the two main things that I showed Desiree in the very beginning when we started planning my kitchen. And a lot of people, Desiree was the one that helped me figure out my feeling and the colors. She was an amazing inspiration in the beginning and throughout. There were other people like painters and the floor guy and the tile.
We love our subs.
And the subs and the cabinet guy. Oh my goodness, yes, they're like family to me now. And I want to mention their names in a while. But these were the two things that I showed Desiree that had to be a part of my kitchen. Number one was this basket.
I love it.
And why did this basket have to be here? Des, she knows. That was something that had to be in my kitchen because baskets are a part of me. So she knows that, and I've got them spread all over. As just like she mentioned, she got me a basket light fixture. And so these baskets are like my little babies. They're my life. One other thing that had to be in the kitchen, well, a part of the restoration was this piece. And this was the very first piece I ever bought in France. And it's broken. I guess I threw away the pieces. Who knows when? This is about 30 years old. I'm not sure how old it is, but it's broken. It's whatever, but it's my favorite piece still that I've ever brought home from France, because we were in a little town called Avignon, and I could only buy one thing. And I searched that town the entire afternoon while my husband and his brother and sister-in-law were in some other museum. But I said, no, I just have to get out. I just have to see what's here in this little town. And I searched all afternoon for one piece, and that was the piece I chose. So, Desiree, this is something, again, she is a master at color. And this was not this color. Tell us about this and why we did this color.
Well, you know what's so interesting? If you drive around the French countryside, you'll see these kind of manor homes or these charming little, French country homes, and you'll see their front door is painted just this fun French color. Well, my mom actually, she was the one who inspired me on this peacock turquoise. She's like, Desiree, I just love this color. I'm like, it's really interesting because I'm used to kind of pastels and muted. So my mom really expanded my thinking on this. So yeah, I thought Liz, and she's so fun and funky, but effortlessly timeless as well. But this is kind of fun and funky, and it makes you really happy. And so it's just this fun French peacock turquoise from Flamant. And the Flamant paint line is beautiful. It's out of Paris. It's coded under my name at Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah.
If you guys want anyone, you just say Desiree Ashworth, Blanc de Dunes, or these different colors. So we'll help you guys with that if you're interested in the Flamant paint. So anyways, yes, that is what it's from. It was called Goa, G-O-A.
Yeah, G-O-A, and Natalie did a great job.
Isn't this the same color of Darcy's
You
too?
got it. Yep,
Yeah.
Darcy's cabinet, exactly. Darcy was the big risk taker. Thank you, Darcy.
I know Darcy did this in her house. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay,
So go through.
So let's show, Desiree, you start out on what it was that we had to figure out first.
All right,
Well, maybe come from the front, right?
Okay.
Sorry, the microphone's not super.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the island was kind of a biggie. And so we wanted a furniture piece, but we wanted it to feel very French. And Liz is so brilliant. She'll go into different shops and be like, Desiree, I love this. So she went into R.C. Will. No, oh my gosh,
No.
R.C. Will. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, sure. No.
Well, we love
the furniture piece.
Williams Sonoma.
Williams
No,
Sonoma.
we love R.C. Willie.
We do love R.C. Willie.
They have great working pieces. That we do love
I
them.
want to get
We love
credit
them.
where credit's
Yes.
deserved.
Yes.
Anyways, she went to Sherwin-Williams. Not Sherwin-Williams.
William
Oh,
Sonoma.
Sonoma.
William
There's
Sonoma.
too many Williams.
I know.
Okay, and found this island. And she's just like, I love this. Should I just buy this island?
Yeah.
I said, well, do we have the storage space? Is it going to be practical for your kitchen? And she's like, well, no. And I'm like, do you want a big slab of marble on your island? She's like, yes. So she got inspiration from their darling, island in their shop.
And our bar stools are not here.
No, they're not here. They're coming. And we'll
Desiree
show
picked those out, and they're darling. They've been on order like 6 months.
And then the thing that's coming is you're gonna have a gold
And
bar.
then we have a gold bar that's going on either side for all of my dish towels and all of
Dish
that. So,
towels.
but this was a hard decision
Let me show this side.
on whether we did wood or whether we did marble. I love this though because we have plenty of storage for more of our cutting boards. I have cookbooks over here. I have all of this wonderful storage inside. And then finally, I can do my silverware like my grandmother did, and she never had any little compartments. She just threw all of her silverware in the drawers,
love it.
and that's how I always wanted. So I made sure that I had at least 4 drawers going across. So that was the island.
And she did the hard work because she loves France and she loves pewter. So we kind of touched on that.
Yeah,
concept.
and the light, we weren't sure because when I brought the light
move
from
this.
Italy, my girls, Desiree, they laughed. They said, Mom, you're not going to hang up a lime green light. And this was probably 10 years ago. And I said, no, I am. It speaks to me. I love it. And Desiree had me keep it.
I love
so
it.
What do you think about
It's just a pop of color. And you know what, you guys? I think the biggest thing is when something really like makes you happy inside, that is your decision. I mean, if it speaks to your soul, it lifts you, that's your answer.
Why does it go?
Do you know what? It's a feeling. It's kind of the island is a furniture piece. They're two kind of zingy, powerful forces, but they don't compete. They're kind of juxtaposed. So this marble allows this green to kind of be the showstopper. But what's so interesting, you guys, and this is the subconscious, I swear. I wish I could take credit for this, and she couldn't, but when we saw this oven, we loved it. And it was Italian, so it spoke to her heart. So look how interesting this light fixture is layered with that oven. So when you walk into this kitchen, you see these two marry each other. But then you still have this French farm island. You can mix different, you know, genres, like the French, the Swedish, you know. And then these, look how funny these little paintings are. We put this on this wall that we framed out the fridge. We did this kind of linear, you know, TNG kind of 6 inches apart, which we love because it's very cottage. I love stripes and lines.
And it's matched.
And it matches the rest of her, you know, finish work, which I love so much. I just love what she's done with the shutters. This is Liz, and she went with it because it spoke to her. But it's funny, these little oil paintings, we were a little worried about bringing this wall out. But then we just embraced it with some quirky art.
Everyone was
And tell them how you get this incredible art.
Oh, yes.
Just from Europe, I'm always just online surfing and grabbing funny pieces. So when they come, I just let the girls, we actually go from house to house.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun. It's a win-win for me because I get to hang out with the people I love and I get to talk art. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So that I just absolutely
It
love
makes
that. And
it.
those paintings spoke to me, and they're perfect there. So then when it came to the refrigerator, Katie has this refrigerator, and I always loved hers. And Des said because we didn't add on anything to the kitchen, we're dealing with the space that we had. Des said, let's do the smaller refrigerator. And I think you should do the one with the glass because you're a cook.
Yep, and I love to get a peek into a little bit of dysfunction into people's lives. Because it makes me feel safe. I love authentic. So I love how you can see it, and it's not perfect, you guys.
No.
I
So
love it.
This is what I've got going today. And I've got my eggs. And it's amazing that everything.
But Mom, this is something that you've had me do. I love putting the eggs now in a cute bowl.
Yeah.
And taking it out of the
Yes.
carton. I love
I love
that.
You know what, this concept does scare people, and don't be like, oh, I could never. That's okay. We all experience life different, but some girls are like, I like it, but could I? Oh, go with it. Just embrace, throw things in there, and just be okay with it.
Look at my cheese. This is how I
Love
keep all the
it.
cheeses that I love, so I can just pull them out, and extras all in here. These are my cheese, my butter. These are for my lettuce, my celery and carrots and sour creams. It's got amazing space. And what's so perfect
makes
about
it.
and then a great freezer with
Well, it's a lot.
with
It's really
all.
interesting.
Here's my wheat bread and my white bread that I have here that I'm and cookies that I'm making today because I always have my whole grain kamut wheat bread and then my white on the other side. But what makes this fridge work, Desiree, so perfectly is that we put another one in the pantry.
Yes.
And that, with that fridge and this, it's as much space as the big one.
Yep.
And that's amazing. We'll show you that in a little bit.
Somebody said they would have never thought a wicker basket in the fridge.
Isn't that fun?
Yes.
I love that, and that gives you a peek into personality. And it makes you happy. It makes me happy. It makes her
Yes.
happy.
Remember what I said about baskets? They're everywhere. They're everywhere as you look. Lizzie will show you that they're everywhere. Desiree got us super into antique cutting boards. This is mine. You can still see the little biscuits
We love
that
it.
were on.
And these are all at
This
Brambles
is all
too.
at Brambles from Lisa's. And these are French, or she usually gets them from France or
Yes.
Italy.
Yep.
Either one. And so I created this cooking space, which we never had. And this is something that Rick at Woodworld in Heber really helped me with. we were all going around and around and around how to get me a little bit more space, because the fridge used to be here and it just ruined everything. So we created this little baking area now, and of course I have my basket with my bread here, and I'm hiding my paper towels now, and I've got my little baking area, which is so great. And then we come to a new window, which Desiree said was a must. The other window was super old and it wasn't right. So we tweaked it perfectly, so when we came into the kitchen, the stove would be centered.
Yeah.
Wasn't that it,
was,
Desiree?
exactly.
And why did we want to do that?
Create symmetry and balance, and so you can feel it when you come into a room. It just feels balanced.
Yeah.
But I mean, you feel like you're in a tree house, like you're sitting up overlooking. It's just really dreamy, but cozy.
So then we were looking at ovens, and we had been round and round because I had a Wolf before, and a Wolf is great. There's so many great ovens, and there's so many great ovens out there. And when we saw this one, Desiree said,
oh, we went nuts. But I was a little worried. I'm like, I don't know much about these Italian ovens, but I love the look.
so she said, Liz, this is your oven. So I went home, got online, and started researching, and then I went down to Durden's, and I talked to them about this, did a lot of research on it, and it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. It is the most dreamy, the most incredible oven I have ever used. It has high power here and here. It has lower power back here. It has the most incredible grill right here that's a real grill that you just pick up. It's heavy. You just pick up and go and wash the whole thing and bring it back. It takes 2 seconds for me to take this stuff off the top. I've got my...
Look what Brambles gave her, too.
Oh,
Saved for
love
her.
that.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lisa.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
Oh, that's
These
dark.
are-
But look how well it goes.
I
with the
know.
oven.
These were precious. When these came in, she said, Food Nanny, I saved these for you.
Oh.
Yes, I
And
know.
They were a pretty penny, but
But you know, she'll have them forever.
I'll have them
They're an
forever.
heirloom.
Yes,
I'll have them
yes.
forever. Of course, we have our French salt right here and our fleur de sel right here, right next to the French salt. And then we have our pepper and our olive oil. These are the things, along with our flour, that we use.
But tell
every
them, I
single
think
day.
the amazing part about this oven is it's like Katie's, isn't it French?
This one's Italian.
Or which one's Katie's?
Yeah, French.
Yes, hers
Yes.
is
Hers is French, and it's amazing, a cornu,
it's
but you
amazing.
can't have a full-size cookie
Yes,
sheet.
yes.
And that was amazing that you
This
found one like
is-
this.
Is continuous clean,
Yeah.
and we even had a few people that were on our Instagram that told me how much I would end up loving it. It's continuous clean. They say when you're done and finished baking, just like doing the dishes, just give it a quick wipe. That's it, and it stays clean. Look at this little dreamy
Love that.
bread oven. This is a little bread oven, or I can fit a little casserole in there. I went to IKEA and bought the perfect size casserole that fits right in here, and also a quarter sheet will fit in here. So I can make cookies, bread. I'm just having so much fun with this. I can't even tell you.
And
how-
it's a furniture piece.
It
I
is.
mean,
You
you
nailed
come
it.
in.
This is what we wanted, though.
Yeah.
Yes, you know what? If you have a little bit of money, I always tell people light fixtures and your appliances are a biggie, especially for resale. I find that when women walk into a kitchen and looking to buy a home, they look at the appliances. And so if you have a little bit more to spare, put it in that. I always say go smaller in square footage, you guys. Do more quality custom in homes.
But the thing was, Desiree, I said I wanted my oven to be a furniture piece.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't want to build it in, and it's fine if you build it in. It's
Yes,
perfect. It's
yes.
wonderful. But for me, my kitchen was so small.
Uh-huh.
I needed a furniture piece, and
Sounds
so
special.
that's why I had to then again design it here. And we even thought about a color, but Desiree was the one.
I said, you know, and that's another thing with the layering concept. You have to think about your tile and your countertops. So notice how this tile, it's a hand glazed, it's a Walker Zanger, it is the most beautiful tile I have ever seen. You guys look at the motion and the layering of colors. Each tile is different. You get some that are a little darker than others, but it's because they're hand glazed. But this is like a canvas. And so it not only is historically correct to the oven and to the marble, and it feels right, it lets this be the focal point. it's not competing. So sometimes if we did like a tabarca tile on the wall with this, in my opinion, some people love it and it might look kind of cool. Too much of a good thing. More is just more, it's not better. So someone would walk in here and go, whoa, between that light fixture and the oven. But the tile is still, it is powerful. It's just rich, but it quietly speaks to you. So that's kind of the
Someone
layering.
has a question. What about an overhead hood? How do you vent?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's just fine. I have my windows.
She opens them up, but you know what? She's managed.
She's never had a hood.
Some
Yeah,
people don't, and
and
it's code in a lot of places.
And
but
this is really fun if something really starts to splatter.
smart.
It's perfect. I can put it on the grill,
Yeah.
on anything. I just sort of move this around. So I've never needed one, and with the windows right here, I
Yeah,
just
crank it.
quickly open the window. So it's perfect. And in my little kitchen, this kitchen is not tiny, but it's not large.
Exactly.
By
yeah.
any means.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you say it's little? What would
Do
you
know
say?
what? It's
In
perfect
medium?
for a
I think it's more France than France. I mean, it's cozy like
Yeah,
France.
it's cozy.
She's got these fun
So
dishes.
We have so much up there, and Des,
I
it's
love
probably
it.
too
Oh,
much.
Stop it.
But I use
Use it.
everything.
Yep.
I have to have everything that's up there.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
Des, why don't you hit home what you really think about white cabinets really fast?
Okay, you know
Why don't
what?
you explain
It
that?
all comes down to what you love. We're not trend-driven people. In fact, trends are expensive and they create expiration dates. So I'm not a trend person. Granted, I tell people to follow what speaks to you, what you feel, kind of stick with the genre. But the painted furniture concept is French and it's Scandinavian. In Sweden, it gets dark around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So back in the 1700s, I talked about this before, they paint furniture pieces, beautiful soft chalky whites and creams and pastel colors. Liz loves open, fresh concepts. She's not a big upper cabinet fan. We're open shelf people. So I love painted cabinetry. I love white cabinetry. It's crisp, it's fresh, it opens up the space. It's very Swedish and French, you know.
And it goes back.
It does, yeah.
It's not.
A lot of
it's not
women
a
are
trend.
afraid it's a trend,
It's
so
not
that's
a
what
trend.
you need to
It's-
say.
Well, they've been
not.
doing it for hundreds of years.
Hundreds
painting.
of years.
Well, even the pioneers, even people
Yeah.
here in America, back east, all these homes are painted.
They are.
All
they are.
over New
Because
England.
sometimes too much wood creates kind of a dark cavernous feel, and we're all affected by color. Some people love the rich woods. Honestly, I've met lots
And I
of
love them
amazing women
too.
with amazing taste. You
Oh,
know,
they're
the
ama- it's
coruscant oak,
amazing.
The stickly furniture. There's all these different kinds of design aesthetics, but I do love the tile. So we want to visualize the tile, the oven, the light fixtures, the open shelving. You know, we did something fun with the corbels here, something a little different.
Those were Scandinavian.
Yes, they're Scandinavian. I love them. They're quirky.
And
they're
people,
unexpected.
and at the beginning, people walked in and said,
Oh.
I think you should take those down before you go any further. And I said, no, I'm trusting
Oh,
Dad.
I love them.
No, and I love them because nobody has them. Nobody
They
has
have
them.
a little bit of a Bridgehampton feel, but we took that little knob off to do more of a Scandinavian kind of.
And I love how the tile just always goes up to the wall.
I love tile. I don't know what.
Come
it is, how the
on.
light reflects off of it with the dishes. It's a very lived-in look, and so but no, guys, painted cabinetry.
Okay, there's a question there's a question that comes a lot. What do you think about the difference? Do you always do the island different than the cabinets?
Oh, you know what? Not all the time.
So
It
what do you
really
think about
depends
that?
on the countertop, the whole layout of the kitchen. Sometimes, it just depends on the flow. I can't describe it. It's a layering process.
There's so many
It's a
different,
feeling.
amazing looks.
Yeah.
And all the homes that she does, and so many homes that we've been into in the last few years, every single one you're just like, I want that, I want that, I want that. But then you have to decide for you. And that's the hard part. Because finally when you get to create yours, you have to figure out all the things that you love, but you have to make a decision.
You do.
And you have to decide on what look you want.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to be paint. It can be all wood and be the most amazing all wood.
Do you think open shells are timeless?
I do. They've been, back in the day, they did not have upper shelf cabinets.
Yeah.
They didn't. They were furniture pieces. And so they had cupboards and cabinets and little nooky things. That's an American thing, but like I say, some people love the upper cabinets. They want things closed off. But no, practicality is important.
For me, it was important to go back to the open shelving, which I didn't have, was because I'm reaching all the time for everything that I want. And I want it accessible.
And dishes make her happy. Dishes,
yes.
I'm obsessed with pottery.
They make,
Yeah.
they make me happy. This was something I had to have. I didn't care what it cost, but I had to have this.
The shop.
And Desiree said I had to as well. This, we looked for an antique stone sink, and we looked for months. And we almost ended up purchasing one. We were this close to bringing one in, but I became frightened to do it because it was too much money to waste for me. And so
it kind of competed with the marble too. I don't like mixing stone with marble that often. I don't know. Marble is its own concept. It's got this rich elegance, and sometimes stone, being a limestone, I've seen it done. But it's pushing the envelope a little too much, in my opinion. Some people, they're okay with it.
This was the Carrara Marble that I have been to Carrara, Italy, so many times that I said one day, I want the Carrara Marble. I do have it up in my bathroom, but I always wanted it in my kitchen because I'm in love with Carrara. I've been to that marble, that, what's it called? I can't think of the name of what a quarry.
Oh, quarry.
Yeah,
Quarry.
the quarry. I've been there a few times, and it's so fun. So I wanted Carrara Marble, and guess what? It's not
as high maintenance as you think. You're gonna have a lot of builders and a lot of subs pounding you. Like, don't do it. It does this and it does that. You know what? It's a personal decision, but if you hone it, it's a lot more livable. They sand it down, and so that's
look. You can see here
And
that
it's
I
not
had
shiny.
citrus.
It's not shiny.
There's citrus that is there, but I don't care.
She doesn't care, and you can sand it out as well.
I don't care.
So you can always work with it. If you get a stain, you can sand it out. Honestly, it's been the easiest stuff.
What's the tile called again?
Okay, this is a Walker Zanger, and it's an aqua. But you can kind of see how it has a little bit of a crackle to it. But they're all just perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
That's what we love. See?
But the marble, I wasn't sure about it either. But guess what? You can take a hot cookie sheet or hot bread straight out of the oven and just put it right on the tile. That's all you. I mean, it's amazing. It can take anything. It can take heat. And Desiree taught me that. So this is the next thing that we created. I needed a
Food nanny color, they said. It's true. It's the color that we're obsessed with.
We created a pantry because this wall I knocked out a year ago, and it's taken a year to complete. Finding workers to do a remodel way out in the country is very difficult. It takes months to get.
But
on
explain
their
how
schedule.
you never had
I
a
never
pantry.
had a pantry.
She would run down the
Yes.
stairs.
Yes. So Lizzie, you show the pantry.
No,
okay.
I'm not showing
yes,
the pantry.
Yes,
I'm showing
go,
the pantry,
go.
Lizzie.
I want you to tell them about. Tell them about how we lived. Tell them
We're
about.
always twins. I just want to be like Des.
Okay.
A lot of people were asking. Desiree does not have an Instagram. She is somebody that likes to be, what should we say?
I'm just a little, you guys, I cannot focus and do pictures. I can't. It's not my personality, and
Yeah.
that, it is what it is. So I apologize. I don't know. you're
So
gonna-
if you really want her information, we'll give it. But okay, Mom gets so close on me. But my mom has a room downstairs that they call Costco. It's hilarious. It's got a sign. It says Costco. And my mom, that's why I think she's so small. Be active, run up and down some stairs. I need to do that more. But she would run up and down the stairs like crazy. So when she finally came in and they thought, let's take some of her laundry room to create a pantry, I thought, how genius can it be? Look at these doors. Number one, come on. And didn't you get these at Anthropology?
Anthropology, yeah.
I'm like, this is so charming. So we come on in, and finally, I can't believe how big it turned out.
Yes.
She's got the most dreamy ice machine. This is my dream. My 1-year-old wants to play in it daily. And now we've got our drink.
That's
fridge.
the miracle fridge
I
right
mean,
there.
And I
This holds a
love
lot.
this. This is fun. My mom always has this sitting here.
I love it.
Isn't that my mom? That is just her touch. She's like, you want a lime or a lemon? Yeah, I do. And I'm going to be taking a to-go cup after I leave. Anyways, look at how incredible it turned out. I'm not kidding. It's amazing.
So this is just a nice place
I think it's
for
hilarious
me
that I'm
to
just
store
describing
all
it.
of our drinks, all of the pantry items that I used to have to run downstairs to get. I have my salt basket right here that everybody knows when I speak or when we do a cooking class. I share my salt basket, and why we have it. Here's our pasta. Here's our beans. Here's my flour and my wheat grinder back here. Here's my kamut white, and then here's my whole grain. And then I have lots of nuts and rice and everything I have here at my fingertips. And so I actually have my old microwave in here. I didn't even put a new microwave in my kitchen because I barely use it. So, and then some more storage as well, which is super great for me because there's so many your pots and pans and everything. Okay, so that's about it. So then Desiree said to me, Liz, I think we better do a little bit of not a makeover. But
No, this is not the same color, sorry, as the hutch, right?
it's
No.
the same as the door.
Yeah. The
What's
front
this
door.
color called?
Okay, a Canon diffusal. I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm not saying the right French
Yeah,
form, but
yeah.
it's all good.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So Desiree, explain just what we made happen in here. Just
Well,
a
you
little
know
bit.
what? Really quick, we just did the carpet. We simplified pillows. We just reupholstered an ottoman. But honestly, we just kept what she had. It's beautiful. We took out some window treatments and replaced it with some linen, just really soft. She's got this texture and this roller shade, which adds that contrast. So it's just a very light, minimal, happy room.
Oh yeah, quickly show the floors, Mom. We're
Oh,
going
yes.
too long
now
again.
the floors. Okay.
These are the same floors, but
These are the same floors, but this could possibly be one of the greatest things we did. My painter, Parker, actually worked with me for hours and hours, and what we did was we sanded this floor. He and his crew sanded this floor. It took them a week. It's the original floor, it's walnut wood, but we took it down to the bare bones and we just put a water finish on it. And I think the floor, everyone that comes in says it went from worst to first. And so I knew the minute I put this floor down years ago, I hated it.
We didn't even know it was walnut.
It had the wrong
What is
finish.
this?
Yes, what is this?
This is the worst paint.
It was-
stain.
oh,
offense.
no.
But it was not what she thought. She
It was
getting.
so bad. The stain on it was so bad. And now it's probably my favorite floor I've ever seen.
It's beautiful. Well,
the
walnut has motion and beautiful character. But anyways.
Okay,
So-
so
and look, she's got the hutch piece that I copied her on.
we could show them the laundry room really quick, but let's save that for another time. So,
why
okay,
am I going
Des,
first?
so you, go ahead.
All right, really quick though. Oh, answer that phone.
No,
just
no,
kidding.
it's a timer.
I just wanted, for those of you who are wanting to build or remodel, I need to give a shout out to Dan Lester because he is a developer in our neck of the woods down in Midway.
Right.
And he's a purist. He's kind of like us, and he is working on this new development. And it's called Whitaker Farms. You guys, if you want to move to Midway or have a great piece of property, there's a range of different, price range. Well, there's price ranges that work for everyone.
Yeah.
But he's all about character and charm and historical integrity. And as you drive into this development in the future, it's so beautiful. There's this Flemish Belgium stone barn and sheet and a pool.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
brilliant.
he's copying this concept in
Cotswolds.
Yeah, in Cotswolds,
Europe.
England, right?
Mhm, yeah.
And it is so dreamy. And it's funny, he came to us because she's designed the barn. Let's give yourself some
Oh,
credit
gosh, you're
here.
very sweet.
Desiree has designed the most incredible barn for this development that he's
Clayton
doing.
Vance, architect, made it
Yeah.
happen, and Dan, of course.
Yeah.
But to all of you who are wanting to build and are scared about purchasing too much land, or you're like, I can't afford Midway, check this development out because if you want something historical and charming, it's
Yeah.
really a great thing to look
And the
into.
thing
It
that
is
I
fun.
love is I still don't have a home. remember Food Nanny Senior, that who wanted this home before it was this good? I did, so maybe I'll take over this home someday, but I don't know. But the thing I love about Desiree is that she has made it just remind us that you don't need big. The bigger, it doesn't mean the better. It means the smaller, the better, and creating this incredible feeling. What she read to me today in this book and what she constantly explains to us, she creates a feeling. We all are trying to create this feeling of where people want to be, where you want to be gathering around, where you're creating this feeling. People come into your home and they can't quite understand what it is, and that's why we've said the word hygge too, is because it is creating that amazing feeling. Money can't bring that feeling. And so it's like, it doesn't matter if you've got a budget that's so low or so high. It's all depending on
What's in your heart.
What's in your heart, and creating this cozy, what reflects you. And I don't know, and that's what that development in Midway, that would be my dream.
My dream
He is
too.
going to be creating
He's a purist, and he's about
a great feeling.
40 acres of farmland
Right.
that he's preserving. So it's really fun. So it gives you guys options, because you know what? Midway is a fun place to live. And we want
Midway's
you all
amazing.
to come up.
What about Woodland? What about Woodland?
I love Woodland
Well,
too.
hello, Woodland's very untouched.
But there.
Woodland's not making a development right now.
I know,
I'm trying to
exactly.
get a
Well, the
cottage
thing
here
is,
in the back
well, we
for
have
you.
so, right. Lizzie needs a cottage back
I need
behind
more
me.
space.
But the thing is, we have so many DMs from so many people that ask us, where is this that you're creating this? And where do you live? And this is east of Park City, up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And we get DMs all day long that are saying, Lizzie, where do you live?
Yeah.
Liz, where do you live? And Desiree as well. So just
But
throwing.
what I love is Desiree just keeps telling me, you put you put the vibe out there, whatever. What am I trying to say that you always say? The dream out there. Say it.
Yeah, you just put it out, and I know it sounds a little new agey, but you
I
really
love
put it
this.
out into the universe. And we're supposed to create, we're supposed to dream. And there's different seasons. You might be home with a bunch of kids, and you don't have time to think about it, but it doesn't mean to stop dreaming and creating. And what these women are teaching you to do for your families, you're creating, you're cooking, it's a love language, you're bringing people together. These homes are gifts to others. They don't identify, they're not our identity, a sense of prestige or whatever. They're gifts. It's what's in our hearts, and so we're supposed to share.
It's in touch, I think.
In
I
touch,
think we want to stay reachable and touchable, and authentic, and I think that's the whole key, don't you?
And everyone
Yes.
has something to offer.
Yes.
Don't ever think, oh, I can't do that.
Exactly.
I don't have good taste.
Exactly.
Oh,
You
that's-
do.
it's
Or I
not
don't have
true.
the money
Yeah.
to do that. You can make it as cozy and make it that wonderful feeling.
Yeah.
From a tiny apartment,
Right.
like you said in the very beginning, in Scandinavia or Germany or France or Italy, or now
else.
in
We're
Salt
trying
Lake.
rentals
Look
right
how
now,
many
too.
apartments are going up in Salt Lake right now.
right.
They are everywhere, as they are going up all over our country. So whether you're in a rented apartment
You're really loud
or
on
you
that side,
oh,
you know,
or
the-
you own an apartment, or you're in a rental, or you have a smaller home, it doesn't matter. All that matters is
Don't
the integrity
ever let
that's in it.
anything hold you back. Don't ever let your phase of life of, oh, I've got little kids. Oh, I don't have the money for that. Oh, I'm just in a rental. I was telling Desiree, I've been in a rental now for the last 5 years, but I'm still trying to create it me
And it's
and make a
wonderful.
feeling
Oh,
that
God.
everybody comes in that wants to be there.
And we feel safe.
Yeah,
And we
and-
want to gather together. So that's what it's all about.
And that's what it's all about. And that's why you create these amazing
Oh,
friendships and relationships.
Yes.
And just make the bread and the food, and then everybody wants
Yeah,
to come
that's
over.
life.
So that's life. Anyway.
So stay and have. I hope you'll stay and have
Okay,
a cookie
that
with
makes
us.
sense.
So thanks everybody. We're so grateful to Desiree.
I can't flip.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're so grateful to Desiree for all of her help. All of us get in there. We're grateful for her help. So
Well,
thank
thanks for letting
you.
me be part of
And
it.
we'll
We
see.
love you guys.
Yeah, we love you all so much. We'll see you on Friday. Either back here or at Lizzie's, we're not
We'll
sure
see.
yet. And so,
But thanks, Desiree.
Yeah,
we can't believe she
thank
comes
you.
and does this. And
She's
look what she
amazing.
created.
She's amazing.
She nailed it, Mom. You're the best.
She nailed it. I love her to death.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Oh, okay, wait. My issue is that I'm not a decorator. I don't know how to put stuff together. My daughter tries to help me, but I pick things that don't go together. I need help.
Okay.
Well, we
I
will
know.
learn from each
I
other.
know.
We
Tell us more about Dan. Okay, so listen, we will do a whole post on my mom's kitchen, and we'll do the post about Dan.
We're gonna send you his website.
Yeah.
Go to it. Look at the property. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Something- Yeah.
You did.
I'm
It
trying to
is.
put the vibe out there. That's what I did.
Yeah, I think Lizzie's getting her vibe out there for that.
Put it
Okay.
to the universe. Okay, have
Okay.
the best day.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.